This jersey cost me $300. It is a Victor Oladipo City Edition jersey from the 2018 to 2019 season, where he blew out his knee and we got swept by the Celtics in 4 games. I remember exactly where I was when Victor Oladipo blew out his knee. In fact, someone I knew was at the game where he blew out his knee. I remember exactly what was happening. Oladipo got a steal, went on the fast break, Pascal Siakam trailing right behind him, and he went up, landed hard, and I thought it was going to be fine. We get back up, we're good, let's go. And he stays on the ground for a little bit. And then he starts kind of not really yelling in pain, but having short little spurts where he kind of screams. And he lifts his hand in the air and is motioning towards the Pacers bench for the trainers to come towards him. And I believe it was Miles Turner who was standing right next to him and was also motioning like this for the training staff to come and get Victor Oladipo. In the comments, please tell him. I'm going to go watch it, and I'm pretty sure I just got every aspect of that story right. And I remember him leaving that game and thinking, okay, maybe he just broke something. He's going to be out some of the season, but we'll get him back in time for the playoffs. And everyone at school was like, oh, he tore something, blew something. And I was telling everybody, we got to be positive. We got to be positive. And then I'm on the bus, and I'm checking on my phone. I see Victor Oladipo blew out his knee. As I was telling my friends that we got to stay hopeful. And then I remember came back from the injury January. I believe it was the Bulls, or maybe I just remember it because he hit that game winner. But he hit the game winner over Cristiano Felicio, I believe, or he did that in one of his games after he came back. I remember watching the game where he came back. I believe we're facing either the Knicks or the Bulls. Everyone had signs in the stands, and it was just a great moment. In fact, I remember when Paul George was traded for Victor Oladipo. He was traded. My dad told me because he called me downstairs as I was up in my room. He said Paul George has been traded to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis. I knew who Victor Oladipo was. I didn't know who Domantas Sabonis was. I know I had basketball cards of him, but I didn't really know who he was. And the first thing I did was go on 2K, NBA 2K17, and I look at Oladipo. He's like an 80 overall, and he's only 24 years old. And I was like, yeah, he can improve. He's young. And I go to Domas, and I see he's a rookie. And I'm like, yeah, he's really young. He still has time to improve, too. I like this trade. And I supported the trade all the way. Everyone else doubted. Everyone said it was a bad trade. I was the only person that I knew in my circle that thought it was a good trade. I was mocked for thinking that it was a good trade. And then guess what happened? It was a good trade. That was one of the things that inspired me to start making sports videos because I was getting these predictions correct. The thing that started this video was I got a report saying that Victor Oladipo, in the locker room with his teammates, asked if he could join another team with his teammates in the locker room. And it's getting harder and harder to deny these rumors, because I really want to deny these, because Victor Oladipo seems like a really good person. Seems like a good person with good ideals and a very good basketball player. And I hate the fact that he might be on another team and I might have to start disliking him. Because I've spent 3 years of my life, with posters on my wall of Victor Oladipo. Poster right here has been on my wall for about 3 years now. That poster up there been on my walls for about 2 years. I've had that. I remember seeing this creepy Victor Oladipo doll at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse team store and picking it up because of how weird it was. I've had it for about a year and a half now. Gone, gone, gone. If he gets traded, I might be able to salvage this. I might be able to still wear this if he gets traded. That poster, it's a bit more beat up. It's going to be gone too. Put in a box. To be found later when I'm way older and I show my kids and I'm like, look, I supported this man for many years. Who knows? Maybe one day, he'll come back at the end of his career in his twilight years. He'll come back to the city that made him. I mean, we supported him through the injury. Not many people supported him when he was deciding to sit out the bubble, but then he came back. But I supported him through it. I did send out a tweet, but I wasn't really upset with him. I was more just upset with the Pacers organization as a whole. If the Pacers do trade him, I want us to get something out of it. And I also have this little Lego guy. Had that for about a year and a half too. It's tough. You'll notice I don't have the microphone plugged in or anything. This is a very raw video because that's how I'm feeling right now. It kind of sets the mood for how I'm feeling. When I first saw it, I said, I hope Victor Oladipo goes to the Knicks where he can waste his prime and he can rot in that hellhole known as New York City and he can get mugged. Sitting on the couch. But now that I think about it, I don't want that to happen. I don't want him to go to that organization and waste his prime like multiple other Hall of Fame athletes before him. Patrick Ewing, Carmelo Anthony. I think that's really it. John Starks. Not really a Hall of Fame. I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame, but he was a good player. Mark Jackson played for them, and then he came to the Pacers, and he did good. But there were multiple athletes who've gone there and wasted their primes with that organization. I kind of want him to go to the Raptors. Because Raptors fans have spent so long hating Oladipo. I want to see how they react to it. And then maybe, just maybe, Oladipo will go there, see that they don't quite support him like Indiana, and he'll want to come back. Could be wrong. I also remember reading somewhere that Oladipo, told Domantas Sabonis, because he played college basketball here. He said, "You don't understand. You can be the last player on the end of the bench, and these fans will still know your name. This is Indiana. This is Indiana basketball." He knows. Him of all people on that roster should know the most about Indiana basketball. Because everyone knows your name. I bet if you go out and you ask a casual Pacers fan, any Pacers fan, who is Jakar Sampson, they'll know it. Okay, he brought up more of a spark off the bench. Ask them who Elias Johnson is. They'll say, "Oh yeah, he's that guy who got 22 rebounds in the final bubble game." Ask them who Brian Bowen II is. They'll say, "Oh yeah, he's that guy with the real poofy hair, and it's blonde at the top, and he started that game against the Bulls because there were so many people injured." Ask them who Nazma True Long is. They'll say, "Oh yeah, he's the guy who scored 9 points in one quarter against the Brooklyn Nets on October 28th. Maybe not the October 28th part, but they'll know that he scored 9 points in one quarter against the Brooklyn Nets. We in Indiana, everybody knows. Any Pacers fan that at least knows the roster knows everybody on the roster. A casual fan here is probably not considered a casual fan anywhere else in basketball. I know every single player on that roster, and I can probably tell you everything that that player has done for the organization. I don't know if everybody else can do that. I can name exact dates for when things happened. I don't know if anyone else can do that. But I do know people know who everyone is. I even know the G League guys. Now, that might be because I have a poster with all their names there. And that might be why I know them. Probably most NBA people actually don't know. Hasheem Thabeet is on the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. The same Hasheem Thabeet who's drafted by the Detroit Pistons. Probably didn't know. You probably didn't even think he was in the league anymore. If you even know who he is. Some people are too young to know who Hasheem Thabeet is, which is really weird to me. That blew my mind. That there are actually people who are NBA fans who are too young to know who that is. Oh, man. I'm only 14 and I already feel old. Jeez. This whole Victor Oladipo situation is kind of reminiscent of the Paul George situation. Only Paul George was never a leader, and he never really understood Indiana basketball. So this one hurts even more. I don't know if it's for a lot of other uh, fans, but for me, this feels like the Roy Hibbert trade. I was younger. See, he was traded in 2015. So I was in like fourth grade. Or was I going into fourth grade? Yes, I was going into fourth grade. So I was 8. I was 8 years old. And this trade had happened like obviously it happened because I found out about it on the 4th of July and it happened before. And my parents, they were just trying to hide it and hide it and hide it from me that Roy Hibbert had been traded for Jordan Hill. Because he was my favorite player on that roster. I just enjoyed watching him. Actually, 1 minute. My first jersey, where is it? Where is it? I better still have it. It was in here yesterday. Oh, here it is. Stitched. Little first grade me wearing this. I don't even remember how I got it. I just remember wearing it so much. Yo, for a white jersey, even like a kindergarten me knew the importance and value of a jersey. Look at how clean it is. There are a few stains here and there, like the bottom down here. There's a stain. At this middle part, there's a stain. See, these are all. It's completely white, and there's only a few stains from a kindergartner. My parents didn't know it then, but buying this jersey for me, then buying my Paul George jersey, and then my Miles Turner jersey, all triggered, my uh, I don't want to call it an addiction because it's not hurting anybody, but my obsession with the Indiana Pacers. So it's just, and I remember I found out it was the 4th of July. I was sitting in the back of my mom's van. We were in Indianapolis. We were waiting for the fireworks to go off, and then it was on the radio because they were listening to sports radio, and I heard Roy Hibbert had been traded. And the way that I cried, you would think my grandma died. Like, I was just bawling in the back of my mom's van with all these families around, and I was just bawling. Everyone could hear it. I remember even people looking, and actually, I'm pretty sure people came up and asked my parents why I was crying, and they were shocked when they said it was because Roy Hibbert had been traded. Man, this team, it means more to me than probably most people. And some might see that as a bad thing, but I see it as a good thing. It gives me something to look forward to every day. The Pacers and the Colts in Indiana, they are the biggest thing. Everybody knows who the Pacers and the Colts are. Everybody knows who they are. They don't even have to be big sports fans, and they could probably name at least a few players who played for both the Colts and the Pacers. I even have Colts jerseys. I have a Peyton Manning jersey, an Andrew Luck jersey, a Frank Gore jersey, and a Reggie Wayne jersey. Outgrew the Luck and the Manning and the Gore, sadly. But I will probably always fit in my Reggie Wayne one because I believe that's a men's large. So I'll always fit in that one. And it's a Super Bowl edition one. I actually bought it myself. 2009 Super Bowl where he lost to the Saints. But Victor Oladipo, I doubt you'll see this. But I hope you do good, and I hope when you come back to Indiana, maybe you'll realize what you left and why you shouldn't have left it. That's all I gotta say. It's... I know to Oladipo, $300 probably seems like losing $300 probably seems like losing a TV remote, but I know it's not. I know one person buying an expensive jersey isn't a reason for a player to stay. I realize that. But I'll see you guys next time. Probably get 2 videos today because the Colts play, so see you guys later.